Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to bring you another reading for Pisces for 2024. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Pisces, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Most of all, for showing up. Pisces, I had a rough start this morning. Before I look at these cards, I was cleaning the deck and 3 cards showed themselves. It was the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands. And with that, I gathered up from that energy that you're moving forward. You have plans and you're making steps to take on whatever plans that you want to carry out, and you're being supported because those knights, they have that oomph, they have that desire, that passion to go for, especially that Knight of Swords who just wants to rush in, but he was following the Knight of Pentacles. So that tells me that it's a steady pace with all of that truth following. The desire that you have, Pisces, to move forward is granted you. Spirit is pushing that because those cards just showed. I mean, when I was shuffling, I couldn't help but see them. So there's a message for some of you out there who are not too sure that what you want to do is going in the right direction. You are going in the right direction. And it is that 8 of Wands, what you've experienced, that's carrying you there. The plans that you have in that Knight of Pentacles is true. It's to carry through with the Knight of Swords. So you're on your way. With that, we have 3 more cards. I don't understand. You're coming in 3s here. We have the 3 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the Justice card, followed by the Tower. So change. You're bringing in good change because it's High Arcana that's showing up here. This is out of your hands, but in the sense where you've instigated whatever it is you've done. Those 8 of Wands there, that accumulation over time. You've done something. Your efforts. It's bringing in that justifiable change, that sense of you're in the right, doing it for the right reasons, for example, with that Knight of Swords. The Tower is bringing in justice for you. That 9 of Cups here it's going to bring you where you want to go. That effort that you're putting in is going to bring you where you want to go. And it's on an emotional level where you're feeling satisfied with the work that you've done. You're feeling satisfied that you're going to move, you're going to change. You have hopes that things will change for the better for you. Pisces. And then we have this one card. And again, the Knight of Swords. So it's confirmation that you're going in the right way. You're doing the right thing. And then I see the Sun, this 9 of Pentacles showing itself again. So you're going the right way. And then the Page of Wands. All I can say is you're moving forward. The Sun is showing up in these cards. Sun is showing up here. So you're doing it for the right reasons. Looking like you're going to bring things back into the balance. And then we have the Strength card that just shows itself. So you're pushing forward. You have the courage, or you're building up that momentum to have the courage. Whatever it is that you're planning on doing or have planned is coming in your way. Pisces. A refreshing reading. Refreshing reading is what I'm hoping for. This read. Sorry, my mind is shifting back to, I think it was the Gemini read I put out last. just before this one, very spiritual and along the lines of doing the right thing. And, well, Pisces, you know that you have to do the right thing. You're doing the right thing. And we have transformation, so growing and changing with the Page of Pentacles. So it's all new beginnings here. When we see the pages, we're setting off. We're starting that first stroke of, I want to do this thing. It's a plan that takes on action. And here we have the World. So with the Death, we have change, which the Tower and Justice will bring. So it's continuing. Your reading is coming in bits and pieces here. We have that change where it is fundamental change, where you have, or people around you will change accordingly, or you will change because of, just put it to your situation. And then we have marriage, or we have celebration, or we have graduation, or we have birth of a new child. We have that sense of bringing in the change, because a new beginning follows the Death card. And it is not just a new beginning, it is an improved you beginning to show itself. So where it is that you or someone else may have been backing away from marriage, they are coming around, or you are coming around. That sense of sensibility and stability is taking shape for success. And again, the Eight of Wands comes back. So it just gives confirmation that whatever you've been going through, you're going the right way. It's the confirmation that seems to want to come across. Being honest and true, and having that wanting to have that happiness. And then we have the Page of Cups. So all the pages are showing themselves right now. It's that momentum that needs to keep going. It's not that you're starting. The momentum is taking on a new form because you're becoming more and more comfortable with the changes, and you have the courage to move into another layer of your evolution. That is where the Death card comes in. Oh, Pisces, your reading seems to be going a little deep there. Just do one more shuffle. As you can see, it is a new deck that I'm using. It's the Crow Tarot. It's an 8-card spread, which is cut. And I choose the cards at random. I wanted to take the card from the top, so I'll take it. Oh, and I'm flipping it over. All right. I'm not supposed to flip them over, but I did. So it's the Death card. Again, this would be where you're coming from and what you've been through and everything accumulating. And again, it's exactly that. It's a change that's in process, and this is rising up from the ashes. So wherever you've been that had you down or was keeping you down, it's not it's changed. It's not doing that anymore because you've come through. Now the next cards, I'm not supposed to flip them, so I think it was you in another reading. I don't remember who I flipped over one of the cards. Anyway, so this is the first card. So this is foundation, and we see it come back. So we're still talking about the same things that I started off with. So changing and growing and having those plans that you have had either put aside or been choked or been held back, or you're just steadily working. It's coming through. It's coming through. The second card is the present. So what's happening in the now and opening the doors to the future. The third card is what's hindering or helping, in the sense where your past experiences are bringing you to the crossroads of what could what could be hindering you or what could be helping you. It takes on one or the other in that sense. And we'll see when we flip the card. And then the fourth card is your hopes and fears. So it's the subconscious, it's underlying, it's deep down inside, what you can't really hold on to, but you have a gist of, or you have a feeling, it's like it's deep inside, it's subconscious, but it's coming up, it's going to be coming out into the open to help you, to move you forward. And then you have the fifth card down below here. The fifth card is what grounds you. It could be positive, it could be negative, but it is grounding and helping you to move forward, or giving you that impulse, or helping to shape and form you, or it could be someone who you're being mentored by, or even spirit, depending. It's coming from within, it's coming from without. It is in alignment here with your subconscious, where you feel comfortable or where you don't feel comfortable. And then the sixth card is your past, so lessons learned from the past. And that is going to bring in to what is helping you form and change and help you to rise up and rise above. Because that's what this card is. And maybe it had to, well, not maybe, it had to be shown simply because you need that information, or you're feeling like you need to get your confirmation. And it is, of course, the theme of the read. So the seventh card is outside forces, so the environment, other people, situation, circumstance, what is away from you, or what comes into your environment that it has an effect on you. So this could be other people, this could be a situation, this could be where you work, this could be spirit giving guidance here, or here too is guidance too. And then the last card is the potential outcome to this read. So I just want to see how things shape up here. Pretty clear, you can see. Okay, so it is the potential outcome. And then looking at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords. So makes me think of that Gemini, where we have it's like a short-lived victory. Mind games even. Taking advantage of another, or being taken advantage of, or seeking revenge in some cases. But that's what this card means, eh? And on another level, it is standing up and taking back what was taken from you, or having that oomph to go forward and step up and face the enemy. Here we have the Hierophant, so it's higher knowledge here. So it could be that you have overcome those mind games that you were put through. If it is that you're becoming more, you've come to understand certain people or places, or where you've been, the environments that you were mingling into have changed you, and you've come to learn about or have that experience through the mind games, or through being taken advantage of, or just knowing that conversations that you've had to fight, you've had to argue, you've won, you've overcome, or you're discussing a higher level of understanding, or even wanting to go to marriage, or fighting in a marriage for some. Either way, it is in the sense where you've been molded, you've been shaped in the form where you've improved on both sides. And here it is an improvement in self-understanding. Here it is an improvement in self-knowledge. So learning more about how to behave with other people. And if we were to look at this card in a reverse sense, it is just that. It is not fighting. It is walking away from fights. Whether it is mind games or verbal confrontations, it is being able to understand where that lower level, that to not be affected by the lower level understand. You know, where people want to irritate you, and you just you see that you're above that. You're no longer falling into those mind games. You're not being affected by other people and their words, whereas before you may have been easily affected. Here we have the High Priestess. So again, it's a victory with the Ace of Swords. It's understanding, it's truth, it's being spoken, it's being honest with other people. It's Six of Swords, it's making peace with someone else. And that inner knowing, that deep sense of, again, overcoming, feels more like, because of the 13, it's like you've overcome a lot of confrontation, or you walked away from the confrontation in that sense. Or you're going to, if you haven't done it yet. But the changes that have come, it's deep inner change. It's growth from within. It's understanding on high levels, where you, and when I say high level, it's philosophy, it's spirituality, it's going in the dark like the hermit, and really learning about what's right from wrong, what is right for you, and why it is not good for the next person, without that judgment, without that taking away from or belittling the next person. If you see where I'm coming from. And then the Judgment card here is to say that you are making a judgment call because of your inner knowing, that deep sense of understanding. That's that emotional connectivity, being open to give a second chance, or to have a second chance, or to face someone in a different way, to come back around with more of an understanding here in the verbal, and being able to speak on a higher level, and being able to bring around a relationship, turn it into something that has a deeper sense, a deeper spirituality. And this could be just within the self, because this is very personal, as well as the High Priestess here is keeping things within. It's understanding when you should and shouldn't speak, and having that knowledge. And then we have the King of Wands with the Judgment. So maybe that you're dealing with a fire sign who wants a second chance. Queen of Cups, or being emotional and looking for that positive outcome, having a second chance. You're dealing with water signs, fire signs, Cancer in particular. And then we have the Emperor. So we're looking at really tempering that ego, you know, with the 13 here, and our Hierophant here, and our High Priestess, and having a second chance, and the King of Wands with the Emperor is very, it's being able to take that responsibility and step up and be a provider, be able to say, yes, I want this to work in the favor of, because we're going with emotional connectivity here with the Queen of Cups. Could be that we have the water signs, or when I say water signs, I mean it's that depth of emotion, and you have that, Pisces, male or female. It is being very emotional and very passionate at the same time, really wanting to go into a relationship that is emotional and passionate, and taking that responsibility for actions, and wanting to take it to the level of marriage, and really wanting to make change. Like I said, making a relationship come around, and have a second chance, or just healing that relationship through the responsibility, and tempering the ego. someone is missing you, or you are missing someone, or there's that sense of lack where maybe the emperor himself is humbling himself, you see, where that ego is being tempered. And then a new beginning shows up here. So wanting to really make change in a relationship is what I'm getting here. And have that second chance with a person or particular individuals, depending on your situation, where you come around with a higher level of understanding and showing that the changes are worthy of continuing or starting over or moving on from, to have a new beginning. Now again, it really depends on where you are sitting in your relationships. Some relationships are ending, some are reconciling, some are healing, and some are just moving on to have a new relationship. So you see where you fit. And then the second card is our Eight of Swords. So again, it is that stubbornness, that understand. Again, this is the future. So from here we see the Emperor tempered. To went down a notch here, from the Emperor to the Five of Pentacles, is feeling like this. I'm being missed. I'm missing. Something isn't enough. That tempering of the ego, where you drop to your knees, brought to your knees feeling. And again, it is not in a negative. It is for deeper understanding. It is for change. It is to say, well, the Emperor who would bend their knee is because they have realized that they were overbearing, that they were taken advantage of, and they've come to understand. This could be you, this could be someone else. Either way, it is changing of the mindset, because we have grown and learned, and we understand that we must change in order to grow and move on. And then we have our third card here. So what hinders and what helps is the Hangman. So we're going to look at this on the positive side, because when the Hangman comes around, that's all Spirit's work, yeah? Spirit is saying, no. You need to wait a second here. You need to change the way you view. You need to change the way you think. You need to look at things in a whole other light. And that is a good thing. Again, it's coming back to the Gemini. So maybe you and Gemini are going to work things out in a good way. Because that reading, I kept saying that they got to let it go, they got to let it go. And here we're seeing just that, letting it go. We're seeing having that Emperor being brought down to his knees, in the sense where they're being more emotional, they're being more loving, they're taking responsibility for their behavior, for their words, for their actions, to have a second chance and heal a relationship and have that deep sense, that inner knowing, that understanding of, I know the truth, I'm going to get the truth, I'm going to give the truth, because we have that justice here in the Hierophant. We know what we need to know, and we know the difference between right and wrong, and we know that we need to apologize, in other words, for some. And that's probably what's coming. A good apology is always in the works, seems to be in the works anyway. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So this is the third viewing we have of the Knight now. Well, the first time you didn't see it, I did. And then it came around when I was shuffling with you, and now we're showing up here in the readings. So lessons learned. Being able to take that self-control, not rushing in, knowing to temper, knowing to speak the truth, but with some form of holding back on the brashness. See, this is the lessons that we learn from this card. And the Knight wants to come forward. He wants to speak. He's just aching to talk about whatever, the change, or making change, or dealing with what was creating that negativity between you and the next person. Going within and having that emotional conversation and being responsible, wanting to come forward and talk about why, the hows and the whys, and from the 5 here, but that they're missing you. See, again, it's being honest, regardless, coming in with the truth, coming in with details, coming in with legal paperwork, even a judgment. It's a messenger with the Knight, but this is lessons learned. So it's all about coming in, how you speak, the words that you choose, the way that you speak to people, having learned how to change that overbearing, rushing in, brash, aggressive behavior, and to bringing it down, toning it down. That would be the lessons learned from here, bringing in change in the mindset, change in attitude, change in ego, lowering the energy, bringing it down to an emotional level rather than that feisty, aggressive verbal expression. And on the 8th card, again, I keep thinking of Gemini here, because that anger that I was feeling from Gemini, maybe that's what it would take. That if it is a Pisces, I think I did mention Pisces when I was reading that Gemini, but I don't mean to bring in the other reading on yours, Pisces. It's just that the connection is, it's just, I have to say it. I just have to say it. If it is that you feel connected to a Gemini, you might want to listen to that read and see where the conversation or the way of speaking, because it is in how the message is brought. Here we have the World card, and again it reminds me of the Gemini. It was here at the end. Oh no, that was, sorry, wrong reading. That was not Gemini. Sorry, Pisces. Either way, the 7th card is outside forces, and this is the World card. So finding your place, or being put into a position where you do belong. Again, that changing of the mindset, that changing of internal understanding, that higher knowledge brings you to just desserts. It brings you to a position of, I'm in control. I have better control. I have better understanding. I have earned. And it ends a cycle. Again, the Emperor here is a huge turnaround. It's like a 360 degree, if you will, with this World card. It is a complete turnaround from the 13 going to the World card is an ending. Yes, he's waiting for me to take him for his walk. We will go in a minute. Sorry, Pisces. Little disturbances there. The World card here finishes off that ending up of a cycle, in the sense where the changes, again, coming back to the beginning with the 8 of Wands and the Strength card, and feeling that you are moving in the right direction with the Knights, the Knight of Pentacles, that plan, whatever plan you have, you're going for it. And Spirit is pushing you, even though I'm touching this card saying a Hangman here, it is because you were being held back. You were being held back so that you could see the way clear. And here is where you do see the way clear. It's so funny, huh? I went this way, turning the 6th and the 7th card, and I never turned the 4th. I'm really doing your reading lopsided. I'm so sorry. Here we have our deep thoughts, subconscious. So you deep down inside, you want your happiness, and you're fearful that you won't have it. You're fearful that you'll lose that relationship, have an ending ending up of a cycle and fighting with the next person, because that's what you did in the past. Bringing it now to, okay, things need to change. I really need to change. You're feeling that change, and this is why you're able to go through the 13 here, because deep down inside you're looking for your happiness. You want to be happy, and again, you have hope for that. Your faith is in getting through the difficult times, because you've gone through enough difficult arguments and fights and dealing with more change now coming in. And for some of you, this is even in the past, and depending on when you come to this read, where your situation has brought you, where you see that the mindset needs to change, and you've gone through that, and now you're going with your hope, you're going with your faith that you will have your happiness. And Spirit is here to say you will get it. You've come into the end of a cycle. You've gone through quite a bit, Pisces, that you are now realizing how deep the rabbit hole really does go, because you had to go in to come out understanding. Having a Hierophant is like the highest level of knowledge, the highest level of justice, in the sense where you are right in the laws, in the sense. You, for some, and this would be like going into a judgment, going into a judgeship is the highest level you could go. I mean, in society, okay? And here for the individual on, the common level of life, where we come to the highest point of knowing ourselves. That's what this is too. And being able to make a judgment call that includes the next person without belittling, without arguing, without being selfish. That's what this represents. And that's why this card is showing up, because you have come to know that and really know it, to the point where you want your relationships to have that deep sense of happiness and trust and love and caring and not being selfish, giving up that ego. It could just be you, it could be the next person. But this is a reading about you, Pisces. So it is in who you're dealing with that you are working your magic. You are going through that change so that you could help the next person see their way without having to fight and go into that egotistical frame of mind. And that is where change will come, and you'll have a new beginning, that you'll be happy. Again, just as I say it, it's the abundance card. So it's bringing in the details of work and money and sustenance and appreciation and boons you're going to have, because this is the potential outcome. After you've gone through the reckoning and facing that change and really paying attention to how the next person behaves, you want to be in a marriage. For some of you, you want to propose, and you're thinking they don't want, or you don't want to be with someone who's egotistical. I mean, put it to your situation. But this is marriage too. It's not just judgeship and writing laws and graduating from university, doing doctorates and whatever. It's more of, it's on that level depending on you, but in that common level of, do I marry this person? Should I get married? Does this person want to marry me? Here is where this comes in. And being honest and going within and really taking that spiritual connection or having that spiritual connection, because you need to be connected to the person in some way. You can't just say, okay, well, I desire you and I want you. No, there is more. It goes deeper than that. You see? And then having a second chance means that you've gone through the ringer with the person. Could be that you were dealing with fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, where they're very stubborn. As fire signs go, there's none one better than the other. Stubbornness is stubbornness, and being that they are fire, it's passion, it's control, it's I want my way or the highway. I mean, you know who you're dealing with. But then it is a question of tempering that and coming into deep knowing and understanding and being emotional and knowing what you feel and how your feelings affect the next person and how your behavior affects the next person. And I say yours. Put it to the next person. It could be them that is having all this ego tripping. It could be them that is being affected by your ego. Just switch it around and see where it fits you. All right, let's take an oracle, because I do have to take my little friend out. And your reading is quite refreshing, quite refreshing. And I'm feeling a connection to the Gemini. Maybe you are the relationship that's healing, because I did mention Pisces. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. What is the oracle message for Pisces? What is the oracle message for Pisces for October 2024? It's feeling like it's a little stuck here, a little sticky. Oof, a little difficult. It's not so easy, huh? And you've gone through quite a bit, Pisces. Going to see that 7? Tell you it's not easy, huh? And going by the book, that's the Hierophant right there. So you know where you fit. You know where your actions need to be tempered, and you know where you need to change, because you're doing it. Going to see. Let's see, that's the 7. Before the 7, it was the 6, and the 6 is, of course, is love. But then in this case, it was not for you. So wherever you were before, you realize that is not what you wanted. Maybe that's where you were feeling like you had to end something. Your happiness wasn't with that particular circumstance. A clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection. Maybe you were rejected because of your attitude, or maybe you rejected the next person because of their attitude. Only you know. So the 7 now is being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, natural pattern of events. So being that whatever wasn't working out, you were able to come around and fix that, grow from it. So let's see what the relationship says on that one. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course to share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. And again, like I said, I'm not going to rehash. Just go back and listen if it is, or get your confirmation from where I have said that there is truth to be coming in here. There is the Hierophant, that deep knowing from the High Priestess. What is the right thing to do and how you affect, or
how you are affected by the next person. Let's see where this 11, because this I like. Again, change coming. You and Gemini had this one. What's the third one? Truth be told, from Gemini too. Okay, you and Gemini are definitely connected. So let's see the 11 here. And 11 is the spiritual number. That's when the doors open up for that second chance to come. Abiding by social rules. Again, that's the Hierophant right here. Conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. So again, you're probably going through the dictations of what marriage is, and maybe it's cultural, the person or persons that you're dealing with. It's not, I mean, take it to your situation. If you're really happy and want to be with this person, that's what you're feeling deep down inside, that you really want to be with the person, but you have to go through cultural differences. You have to go through deeper understanding of customs. I mean, you take it to your situation. Either way, reconciliation, recognition of the next person, those lessons learned about behavior, communication, the way you communicate. It's not that it's not. This is what you learned. You learned that what didn't work, or what put you apart, or what put you away, what brought the separation, that holding back from a proposal in some cases. It's in the way that it was presented. You know, the way you speak, or the way someone else was speaking. Let's read going by the book. We look at prosperity. I don't know, it's just because of this card. Prosperity. Because again, it could be for work. Not everything is about love and happiness in marriage. It is, again, with the Hierophant showing that there is marriage, but then this is also about work. Could be in a working situation where you change your job. I mean, again, just put it to your situation. So the prosperity on this one is at this time, you can expect a return on your investment. Whatever you have pursued, and that's why I was talking about that 8 of Wands. That's why this is coming out. Those 8s, return on your investment. Whatever you have pursued, be it a dream you've long cherished, or a skill you've cultivated, or a service you're called to, it will come to you if you are willing to go by the book. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. Follow the footsteps of others who have already achieved the things you're striving for. You can learn a lot by observing the structures that are already working. Your creative projects and commitment to prosperity are in alignment with the needs of the world, but impatience may tempt you to cut corners to get there more quickly. Stick with what you know works, and you will attract abundance. You see, again, that spirit working with you, holding you back, making you see a different perspective. Because you are willing, because you have that deep sense of what you want is your happiness, regardless if it's a marriage, if it is just, again, it is with the cups. Again, we're looking at the Queen of Cups. So it is going in on that emotional level and having a second chance with the King of Wands. So, I mean, again, so many possibilities keep showing itself. That humbling of the self and stepping out, that fool, having that leap of faith. This is where you're grounded, having hope that your happiness is in alignment. It is. We started off with that. Go back listening to the very first part. I talked about the 8 of Wands and those 2 knights, whatever plans of action. You're going by the book. You're going to get it. It's coming your way. Very refreshing read for Pisces. I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, love and light.